A very good morning and welcome to the Morning Outlook Report. I'm Rachel Jones, reporting live from Kalkine TV Sydney studios. Now, the Australian share market is likely to inch higher this morning, and that's despite a disappointing start to the week on Wall Street. According to the latest SPI futures, the ASX 200 is expected to open 24 points higher. That's 0.35%. At the closing bell yesterday, the S&P ASX 200 was 0.3% higher, or 18 points higher at 7,093. The best performing sector yesterday was the industrial sector. That was up 2.4%. Whilst the worst performing sector was healthcare, that was down 0.6%. Now, the best performing stock yesterday was Brambles. Their shares closed 11.2% higher at $11.60. The worst performing stock yesterday was Imugene. Their shares closed 5.7% lower at 17 cents. Now, looking to some business news from this morning now, and Hardie Industries have reported their global net sales are up 20% to $968.2 million for the fourth quarter. Now, Hardie is the world's #1 producer and marketer of high-performance fibre cement and fibre gypsum building solutions. They today announced their results for their fourth quarter and for the full year ending 31st of March 2022. They reported a net profit of $459.1 million. That's up 75% on the prior year. They reaffirmed their 2023 adjusted net income guidance range of $740 million and $820 million. They also declared a second half dividend of 30 US cents per share. Now, Oz Minerals has signed a conditional binding term sheet with Havilah Resources, setting out the basis of a new strategic relationship in the prospective Curnamona province in South Australia. This includes the option to acquire the Kalkine project. Now, Kalkine is a pre-feasibility study stage and is potentially one of Australia's largest undeveloped open pit copper gold deposits. And finally, Orca Gold shareholders have approved Perseus Mining's acquisition of the company. The completion of the arrangement remains subject to final approval by the TSX Venture Exchange and the Toronto Stock Exchange, and the granting of the final court order by the Supreme Court of British Columbia at a hearing which is scheduled for the 18th of May 2022. Completion of the arrangement is expected to occur on the 19th of May. Well, now it's time for a very short break. Stay tuned for more news set to affect your trading day.
Crypto talk by Kalkine. The crypto market has been red hot given the Bitcoin rally since the past year. And now the most famous cryptocurrency has got competitors, Dogecoin and Ethereum. If the crypto market excites you, tune in with me, Sage, to know the latest developments about the existing digital currencies and the new ones that are joining the race. I'll help you understand the opportunities and the risks the crypto market has in store for you. For all the digital currency related developments, continue watching Crypto Talk by Kalkine.
Welcome back to the Morning Outlook Report. Over in the US now, and on Wall Street, the Dow Jones rose 0.083%. The S&P 500 dropped 0.4%. The Nasdaq ended 1.2% higher. Over in Europe, the Stoxx 50 fell 0.5%. The FTSE rose 0.6%. The CAC dipped 0.2%, and the DAX ended 0.5% lower. MSCI's gauge of stocks across the globe closed down 0.21%. Emerging market stocks rose 0.30%. Now, Chinese retail and factory activity fell sharply in April as COVID-19 lockdowns severely disrupted supply chains, while New York's factory output slumped in May for the third time this year. And that's amid a collapse in new orders and shipments. Oil rose as the European Union stepped closer to an import ban on Russian crude, and traders viewed signs that the COVID-19 pandemic was receding in the hardest hit areas of China, suggesting a significant demand recovery was in the works. WTI futures settled up $3.71 at $114.20 a barrel. Brent rose $2.69 to settle at $114.24 a barrel. Gold rose slightly as declining Treasury yields offset headwinds from a relatively firm dollar that, along with the prospect of interest rate hikes, had pushed bullion to a more than 3.5-month low. US gold futures settle up 0.3% at $1,814 an ounce. Meanwhile, Bitcoin fell 5.21% to $29,664. Well, that's all for our Morning Outlook report here on Kalkine TV. Have a great day trading and stay tuned for more market updates and economic news live throughout the day. This is Rachel signing off for now.